Thank you. Good afternoon. Well, a rather showery and breezy day today, but many of us have enjoyed plenty of dry spells, some bright spells. It's also feeling fairly mild, thankfully, temperature-wise. So if we have a closer look at what's going on, the first band of rain has moved north, and at the moment it's actually lingering largely over parts of Cumbria, and there will be one or two heavy bursts. But in the south, you can see where the bright spells are, so still some sunshine to come, but we will see another front moving in from the southwest, and that could bring outbreaks of rain for pretty much anybody. On the whole, they will be fairly light, especially in the south. Could be a little bit more hefty up there in the north. And actually, if it's dry and it's bright, 15-16 degrees, and just a light to moderate southerly wind, that's not going to feel too bad at all, temperature-wise. This evening will be largely dry for a time, but then as we move through midnight and into the early hours, band of rain out in the west will bring some heavy rain again up into the north. But temperature-wise, because of that blanket of cloud, it keeps the temperatures up, though. So 12s and 13s, that's very mild. In fact, probably really humid feel to tonight. Tomorrow, a dry start if you're up early enough, but from the word go, really, it's a showery story. As we move through towards lunchtime, those showers emerge to form a more persistent band of rain. It's also going to be fairly breezy as well, so blustery showers into the afternoon. Temperature-wise, very similar to today's values. Gordon.
Somebody said to me the other day, what is this game you play with Nichola at the end of the programme? So those of you who don't know, it's just you take the first letter of all the names on the map and it makes a word, which it was rumble today. Very good. I did get a whispered Armea piece, but I'm sure I'd have got it anyway.
Oh, I'm not too sure about that. A good afternoon, though. We are expecting some rain overnight tonight, but for the rest of today, we are going to continue to see some fine weather. So if we have a look at the story so far today, the picture is settled. It's dry throughout most of the UK, but it's this area of low pressure that might well affect any games tonight. It's going to edge into the coast later on this afternoon, so we are going to see a rather wet night, I'm afraid. But if we have a closer look at today, there is some cloud around, variable amounts of cloud, and underneath some of that cloud you might well see just one or two light spots of rain. Could be pretty much anywhere, but on the whole we're looking at a dry day, a sunny day as well. You can see the brighter spots there, so plenty of sunshine. Out of the winds, actually, the temperatures just above the average for this time of year, so it's not going to feel too bad at all, but certainly the winds might take the edge off the temperatures from time to time. But if we have a closer look at where that rain's coming from, it's just coming in from the southwest. It really will get going later on tonight, and certainly by midnight pretty much everybody will see that rain. Fairly widespread, fairly persistent as well, and certainly as we move through to the early hours you see the brighter colours start to develop. That's the heavier burst, so some heavy rain to come. It will also be fairly windy, but temperature wise we're not doing too badly overnight. Tomorrow morning, though, that rain clears northwards fairly quickly. It's a largely dry day tomorrow. Will be some sunny intervals, perhaps not as much sunshine as you'll see today, and at any point there is the chance that you will see an occasional light shower, but temperature-wise, it will feel just a little bit warmer than today. Gordon.
Well, that didn't demand the greatest brain power in the world to guess the word there when there's 3 P's in it, really.
Well, you were struggling yesterday, so I had to make it easy for you.
Me? Struggling? I was. Poppy it is, should you not have got it, but I'm sure you did.
To the day. Some brightness around in places, but the picture is sadly going to go downhill. We are expecting rain later, however, tomorrow is going to be a lovely day. So the picture that we've been looking at today really is that, and it's going to remain that way for the next couple of hours. We're right in the middle of 2 weather fronts, so that's yesterday's rain. It's moved out towards the east. This is the rain moving in from the west. That's going to bring us rain later on this afternoon and over tonight. So a fair amount of cloud around, but some of that's fairly high base cloud, so it is allowing for some sunshine, if not a little bit of brightness. Thin, hazy cloud from time to time, and you can see where the sunshine is. The brighter spots showing the sunshine, but that rain already coming into the Isle of Man, and it is going to move into the west coast. I certainly think by around 3 or 4 o'clock we'll see the first signs of that band of rain. It's fairly showery in nature, but you can see the brighter colours, so 1 or 2 heavy bursts around as well. 15-16 degrees on the whole, but it'll feel a little bit chillier than that. A fairly brisk wind from time to time coming in from the southeast. Tonight, if you're out and about trick-or-treating, that's how the picture looks. There will be some heavy bursts of rain, plenty of dry spells as well, so it's not going to ruin everybody's night, but there is going to be a chill in the air. Temperatures dipping to as low as perhaps even 6 degrees in places, but tomorrow morning gets off to a great start. From the word go, plenty of sunshine, and it will be dry and sunny throughout with just a light wind. Gordon.
Right. Well, cirrus?
Yes.
Is it?
It's about the cloud, yeah.
The 2 hours in cirrus, so I've learnt something there too then. That's it, thank you. Nichola.
Yes, Gordon, that's exactly right, and we're here with Pudsey Bear. He's joined me today. He'll be joining Dan and Diane later on in the programme. But first, if you're doing anything outside tonight for Children in Need, well, a perfect day. Look at the sky. There's hardly a cloud in the sky. It's dry, it's chilly, but it certainly is sunny. Temperature-wise, well, it's going to be cold. The high today, 6, maybe 7 degrees if you're lucky. A little bit of thin and high cloud moving around, but it's not going to spoil the picture at all. The problems really start tonight. First problem of all is fog, and it's largely coming into the west coast, so probably the west coast of
Merseyside, western parts of Cheshire and the north it will be dry, chilly for all of us. A widespread ground frost might even dip as low as -6, like we did last night actually. So a widespread ground frost. I think your absolute high overnight, if we can call it that, is around -2. Into tomorrow morning, yes, we will get off to a cloudy start in the south because of that fog, and some of it could be fairly slow to burn off. Like this morning, we're actually expecting an awful lot of fog. Thankfully, we didn't see too much, but that combination of fog and frost to begin with, if you are up and about early tomorrow morning, not great, but in the north, as you can see, plenty of sunshine around. Another frost Saturday night into Sunday. A foggy, frosty start for Sunday, but again, it will be dry, it will be sunny, but please wrap up warm, it's going to be very cold. Gordon. Today, in England, Manchester hit the record there, 5.5 hours of sunshine, so let's hope we meet, if not beat that today. Today, though, a little bit of cloud developing. It's fairly high base cloud, though, so it's not really going to spoil the picture. You can see really nothing happening there at all. It's not picked up the high base cloud, so perhaps some hazy sunshine in places. It's not going to feel too bad out of the wind, but 6 or 7 degrees, it is below the average. It is cold as well compared to this time last week. So that wind's coming in from the north. If you are in the wind, it will just take the edge off the temperatures. So that's the first sign of the chill. It really sets in tonight, though. In fact, this evening, you can see the blue colours start to appear there. As we move through to mid-evening, you can see already a fairly widespread ground frost, perhaps even as low as -3 inland. The only real exception, the Isle of Man at 3 degrees and +2 along coastal areas, and that's largely down to a light sea breeze. So tomorrow, set the alarm a little earlier, because I think you'll have to scrape the windscreen in the morning. But from the word go, plenty of sunshine. It's another lovely day, but look at those temperatures, 6 and 7s, even colder than today. Good afternoon. It's good.
Certainly chilly.
It is.
If not nippy.
Oh, gosh, yes.
Hey, bit easy today.
Thank you. Good evening. Not such a great evening, is it, I'm afraid? Rather cloudy. If you haven't seen the rain, you are going to see it over the next couple of hours and indeed over the weekend. So something to add a little brightness. This picture behind from Barry Kemp. Many thanks for sending that in. It's of a Buttermere Dam. Fantastic picture. However, we have to get back to reality. That's how the picture is looking at the moment. We've got this weather front coming in from the west. It's moving its way east. Actually, it's a little bit delayed, so it's not arrived quite as early as we would expect. That's not a bad thing. But what we have got is these really brisk south to southwesterly winds, really making it feel chilly today, but they will ease off as we move through to tomorrow. But back to right now, certainly the rain's coming into the Isle of Man, into the western coast of Cumbria, and it is sinking south, but a little slower than we thought. You can see the brighter spells there. That's 1 or 2 heavy bursts, but on the whole, it will be fairly light, fairly patchy in nature, but certainly by the end of the night, everybody would have seen some rain. Temperature-wise, well, they're very similar to daytime values. We reached a high of 8 degrees today. I think an absolute minimum of 5, but generally 6s and 7s, and eventually the winds will ease off. As we move through to tomorrow, well, from the word go, you can see how small those wind arrows are. So very, very light winds, and that will make a massive difference to the feel of the day. So it won't feel quite as chilly as today did. But wet to start with. We start to see the drier and brighter weather into the Isle of Man, actually. They've really suffered today. They'll see a bit of sunshine tomorrow, as will the west coast of Cumbria, and eventually everybody will see a slight improvement. Temperature-wise, 7s and 8s, but much lighter winds. And Sunday is another washout, I'm afraid. Have a good weekend.
Thank you, Nicola.
First here, Kate Sims, Northwest Tonight, Cheshire.
I predict a riot.
They were a bit scary when they got going there, weren't they?
There's one in particular, that face is going to haunt me, I think. Yeah. I've been singing that since lunchtime now. I heard that lunchtime.
We know
I've been
that.
Singing it all.
We know you have. You've been
you.
singing it here during that, and I think you should give a rendition.
Go on, Dan.
I predict a riot!
Would you like to join?
I predict a riot.
She's much better than me.
Bit of harmony?
Go on,
bit of harmony? No, bit of harmony, go on.
It's all yours, Gordon.
No, go on.
Unfortunately, we've run out of time. Have a very good
there you
weekend. See you next week. Bye-bye.
Dry and cloudy to begin with. The rain comes into the Isle of Man. I think it's going to hover around Cumbria and North Lancashire, though. So if you're not seeing rain, sadly you're going to see a lot of cloud. It will be a rather dull day on the whole. Fiona.
Thanks, Nicola. It's a right old mixture, isn't it?
It certainly is. It's all over the place. I've said settled. It's settled today.
OK, well, fingers crossed then.
Beautiful, hot and sunny day today, but just started to cloud over here. The downside, you've heard Colin talk about the temperatures, certainly into the late 20s, high UV levels, high pollen index. That's the bad news. The good news is high pressure is with us. It's going to keep the picture settled, but for this evening, right here in Buxton, actually, they wanted to send us out into the sun. I think if anywhere's likely to catch a shower, it's us here, and we've already heard a rumble of thunder about a minute and a half ago. So hopefully we'll get
get through this bulletin. But once the showers are out of the way, I think within the next couple of hours, it will be a dry night and another warm, sticky, humid night like last night. So minimums of 15, perhaps even 17s and 18s overnight, but essentially a dry night and perhaps a little bit of mist developing overnight. So into tomorrow morning, a misty start, a lot of low-lying cloud as well, especially out there into the west. But don't pack the winter wardrobe, don't leave the house without shorts, because the cloud will break into the afternoon. Certainly by the end of the day, we'll see plenty of sunshine, variable amounts of cloud, yes, and temperatures around 26 degrees, so that's cooler than today. We'll reach a high of around 30 degrees today, so slightly cooler, but more bearable. Plenty of sunshine, and the winds just taking the edge off the temperatures along coastal areas. As for the outlook, it's not looking too bad. Friday is a slight fly in the ointment when we see a rather cloudy start to the day, but the cloud will break, and then we start to introduce a northwesterly wind, so that will just slightly take the edge off the temperatures. But into the weekend, at the moment, it's looking dry, it's looking sunny, it's looking warm, not quite so hot as today. I'm going to have to run now because I'm sure I'm going to get caught in a downpour. Gordon.
Oh dear. Well, you better run. Thanks very much indeed, Nichola.
But actually, there's also some decent spells of sunshine around, but some of that fog so dense, in fact, down to 25 metres in visibility. So you do need to take care if you're out and about. There's also some frost left on the road, so you can